Hello and welcome to another episode of Rewind and Play. The Switch is out and is a runaway success. Its big weakness is that it's not getting those big third-party big hitters right now. And it's hard to believe right now, but there is a time when the Wii U actually did get proper, strong third-party support. And that's what we're going to reminisce today. You see, this video is going to be 4 multi-platform videos I think that you guys should get for your Wii U's while you still can. I'm not saying that these are the 4 best third-party games for the Wii U. What I'm saying is that these are 4 games that I really appreciated and that I think that you'll probably appreciate as well. Whether you just want something to play while awaiting a Switch restock, or if you are looking for tips for what you should pick up during the Wii U clearance sales that are bound to happen soon, or whether if you just want to know what games might become future classics, this is the video for you. And considering how poorly some of these games sold, these might become rare and sought after collector's items in a not too distant future. So without further ado, let's do this! For those of you not familiar with this game, Deus Ex Human Revolution is a sci-fi shooter with RPG elements. The game takes place in a future where humans can augment themselves using technology, and this is a very central gameplay feature. The game's built around allowing players to handle missions in a wide variety of ways depending on what upgrades they've focused on. Stealth is always an option. The director's cut differs from the regular version of Human Revolution in a few different ways. Most notably, the developers have listened to feedback from the fans and tweaked a few aspects of the gameplay, among others, the boss fights. Another difference is that a DLC pack has been seamlessly integrated into the main game and has become a part of the main quest line. The Wii U version features improved texture resolution, improved lighting effects, and shaders. Overall, it's a more polished version of an already stellar game. It's a really hard game, where ammunition will be surprisingly scarce, at least early on. While originally intended to be Wii U exclusive, poor sales made Ubisoft release the director's cut for the same formats as the original game came out for as well. This is a good one. This is a game I picked up used when I started my master's studies, and this is the game I picked up and played every lunch when I came home from lectures. This is Watch Dogs. This port received a lot of hate on release, in large part because it came out a full 6 months after all of the other versions and didn't receive all of the DLC. It's a shame because the Wii U version of Watch Dogs is a really nice game. This version isn't really superior in any particular way. Graphically, it's, as one might expect, somewhere between PS3 and PS4 levels of graphical fidelity. However, I still want to recommend it, as I've enjoyed it quite thoroughly. I've by no means 100%ed it, but every now and then I still pick the game up, and I finish a few more side missions. I also had a surprising amount of fun playing this game online, and to my joy, you can still find people playing, although not as many as during the machine's heyday. I personally didn't think it would be very exciting to play a game of this type that takes place in Chicago, but the developers really did manage to create a large and varied world, from the run-down trailer parks to the bustling downtown and some fairly nice suburbs. Cars handle well and the gunplay works well for the most part, especially considering that the Wii U doesn't have an entry in the GTA franchise. This is a brilliant game that as many Wii U fans as possible should pick up. As you all may know, I'm a big time racing fan, And it was a bit sad to me that the Wii U never got that many racing games. I mean, sure, we got awesome games like Mario Kart 8 and Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed, and of course Fast Racing Neo. Those games didn't actually feature cars, but this one does. Need for Speed Most Wanted U. Fortunately, this game is basically the best of compilation of the defining features of the modern Need for Speed games. This includes an open world setting, police chases, unrealistic vehicle physics, and cars ranging from exotic to rally. Since Most Wanted was developed by Criterion, it has a lot of elements from the Burnout franchise, such as the focus on crashing. It really is a matter of the best of two worlds. It's a wonderfully crafted open world with lots of places to explore, and that's good because a big part of the game is to crash through every single billboard and find every single location of every single car. Overall, this may be the most free and seamless game in the franchise. Not only do you have an open world, but you can enter a menu and select a new car or change the handling or color of the car without even stopping your car. The extra time in development didn't go to waste, as Criterion threw in a few visual improvements. The graphics are in many aspects closer to the PC version than the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions. Criterion, who made the game, claimed that this was the ultimate version of the game, as it had lighting effects at night that no other version had. Something I was worried about when buying this game was that it would be hard to play because the Wii U lacks analog triggers. Fortunately, Most Wanted U's Outrun 2 inspired physics mean that you'll still be able to drift around corners like a master. If I must point out flaws, there really only is one drawback. The game never received any DLC, apart from what I think is the very best one, featuring a Lamborghini Countach, Lancia Delta Integrale, and an 80s Porsche 911. And that's included for free on the disc. The last game in this video is a game I don't actually own. I'll get back to that later, but Tekken Tag Tournament was one of the console's launch titles and the first Tekken game to get released on a Nintendo home console, and only the second Tekken game to be released on any Nintendo system, the first one being Tekken for the Game Boy Advance. If that alone doesn't spark your interest, then get a load of this. This is the definitive version of the game, featuring everything present in the previous versions, as well as a whole slew of new exclusive features. The game features a whole lot of Nintendo-themed costumes for the characters, and you use the touchscreen to draw decals to put them on the characters as well. There are also exclusive new modes, including the return of Tekken Ball. I mentioned before that I've tried to get my hands on the game, and as you might recall from the very start of this video, I said that some Wii U games may become rare in the future just because of how few were sold. Well, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is first out of the gate with this. No store has them anymore, and the ones who still list them claim that they'll charge $70 or more for the game if they ever manage to restock it. It's no more than a couple of years ago that it cost about $20, but 70 seems to be the new going price, so if you find it cheap, pick it up before it rockets up even further. So, those were 4 multi-platform games for the Wii U, which I think that you should. Do you agree with my picks? What are your picks? I know that the Wii U had a lot of great games like Injustice and Ninja Gaiden, and I've even heard that the ultimate version of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is for the Wii U. But what are your thoughts on that? Sound off on that in the comments section below. This has been another episode of Rewind and Play. Please like and subscribe and have an awesome week.